What is up? It's your boy, Awad Talks, back with another video here today. And today we want to talk about a discussion I kind of wanted to talk about, something that's pretty important and that's currently happening as of the recording of this video. And that's what is happening in Sudan. I got a short clip here that's kind of going to go over... not the whole thing, I don't think, but I actually haven't watched it yet, so I guess we'll react and we'll see together. If you guys do like, please make sure to hit the subscribe button and to like the video, and yeah, share with your friends and stuff. And yeah, let's just get right into it.
Seen from space, 2,000 people killed in just 48 hours. Civilians executed in their home.
What the heck? That my cat? Bruh. Yeah, so this has been like a conflict that's been happening for quite some time now. Since that of, what's it called? April of 2023. And it's escalated to a crazy level. It's very bad. And it's actually very horrific what's happening there. You see some of the videos. They said they saw satellite footage of the blood, which is just horrible. It's not really a good thing. Like I quite, to be honest, I don't know how to quite describe it, but it's there's two groups, and I guess I'll just go over this quickly, that are fighting in Sudan currently. One is the RSF, as the woman stated earlier, and then now it's the SAF, the RSF, the Rapid Support Force, and then the SAF, Sudanese Armed Forces. For a while, they did have the region of Darfur, which is in Sudan. They had it, but recently, over the past like day or two, they lost it, the SAF, to the RSF, and they have been systematically killing people, as we saw in the clips that are very graphic. I don't even know if that's even like allowed to be posted. I don't know how they posted it on YouTube, but and that's just like a snippet. It's been going way worse, and they've been going to houses, killing a bunch of people, doing a bunch of horrible things, and it's not talked about. This war has been happening for quite some time now. But obviously, we see what's happening in Palestine, the genocide that's happening there. That's also really bad. None of this, but this one has ramped up and escalated to such a horrible extent.
After 2,000 civilians have been killed in 48 hours, the plight of Sudan's El Fasher.
2,000 people in 48 hours is crazy. That is unbelievable. That is like... in 2 hours, guys.
Is breaking through on social media and in Western headlines. But why did it take blood visible from space for the world to...
yeah, that's what I was mentioning earlier, the blood visible from space.
...to start paying attention?
If we don't act now, there will be no one left to save.
In Sudan, in the city of El Fasher, 250,000 people are trapped. Half of them children. They've been under siege for over 500 days with no food, no medicine, no way to escape. Starvation and disease are everywhere. And on Sunday, the UAE-backed Rapid Support Forces besieging them, a militia led by General Mohammed Hamdan Dagalo, aka Hemeti, launched their deadliest assault on the city yet. They swept into the city, seizing army positions, crushing defences, and carrying out house-to-house massacres. The RSF members also filmed themselves with people they had captured trying to flee.
Yeah, This is actually also a thing that's been happening. They have been taking photos, making videos of them gloating about genocide, really. And this is not even the first case of it. Hemeti has done this before in the past. He has done this before in the past, back in the Darfur genocide. And this is kind of just like a continuation of that. Unfortunately, this is just a really bad situation.
In one clip, scores of men are seen on the ground, surrounded by fighters who repeatedly call them slaves. The RSF fighters then shoot them. In another, fighters tell the
RSF is actually being funded by the UAE, United Arab Emirates. So this is like, this is horrible, and they're being funded by a different country. It's kind of like what's happening in Israel Palestine. It's a similar thing where you see, but the difference between, there's really actually, you know what? No, I'll take that back. There actually really isn't much of a difference. There's people that are funding a genocide and they're contributing to it.
In another, fighters tell 6 detained men who are in civilian clothes but identify themselves as soldiers that they can flee. Once the men begin running, the gunmen open fire on them, downing at least 3.
Yeah, that's actually unbelievable. That's some tactics out of like Nazi Germany. You know, we're bringing that back for some reason. We're deciding to just do this all over again. These types of level of depravity and disgusting behavior. It's just, let's do it all over again. Let's bring it back. Let's do another one. You know, it's just not good.
The attacked Darfur's indigenous communities 20 years ago are back, systematically hunting, killing, and terrorizing the same populations. The US accused the RSF,
like I said, they have done this before,
of committing genocide when it took another Darfur city.
I just want to say it's pretty ironic for the U.S. to accuse anybody of genocide when they are actively backing a genocide right now. So, oh, you guys are committing genocide. Meanwhile, like, we just pick and choose genocides, you know? Like, this is so stupid. You see that with what they did with Ukraine. You know, how they're like, oh, the Ukrainians, what they're going through is active genocide. But when it comes to, like, Palestine, it's like, oh, you have the right to defend yourself. Israel has a right to defend itself. The double standard is disgusting, man. These guys don't really like think. They don't know what they're talking about.
Of committing genocide when it took another Darfur city, Al Janaina. But ceasefire talks in Washington collapsed just days ago, with the UAE, whose support for the RSF has been well documented, refusing to address the crisis in Al Fasher. But for many,
yeah, like I was saying before, the UAE is actively funding them, and just like Israel, they don't want to address that. They want to like, oh man, look at all things are all sunshine and rainbows out here, whilst they're actively funding a genocide. They are giving them arms, they're giving them power to just kill random civilians wherever they find them. It's ridiculous.
And for so long, Sudan has become a story forgotten and garnering little notice. Why?
Yeah, I'll tell you why. It's because it's black people. That's as simple as that. You know, like I said, look at Ukraine. Look at like the double standard is because those Ukrainian people are mostly white. That they're not as regarded, you know, as much as the Sudanese people are not regarded as much as the Ukrainian people were, and the same way with like Israel, because Israel, I guess they're funding America, the APAC, right? They give them billions of dollars per year. So it's like, you know, oh, we have a group of minorities here, and to be honest, we don't really care about them. That's exactly the type of situation that we're in. That's the type of situation that's just happening.
Has become a story forgotten and garnering little notice. Why? I spoke to human rights activist Kate Ferguson to understand how this has been allowed to continue, largely unchecked.
There is an unwillingness to take on what it means to protect civilians from the gravest crimes. And that is political, that is structural, and it's an absolute absence of leadership, a very worrying trend to the rest of the world.
Sudan's civil war began in April 2023, after tensions over integrating the Rapid Support Forces into the National Army exploded into open conflict.
So that's exactly what it was. The Hemeti, he was who's the leader of the SAF, is a man by the name of Burhan, and he wanted to integrate the RSF into the Sudanese armed forces. Obviously, he rejected, and it's led to what we're in right now. You know, before Sudan was a dictatorship, before the coup, Omar al-Bashir, he was a leader, or he's a leader. I don't know why we call it leader. He's a dictator, to be honest. And he was a pretty pretty bad one, because they did revolt and they did have protests, and eventually there was a democracy for a bit, but that only led to what we have is a vacuum of power and people trying to fight for that power, mainly the RSF and the SAF.
150,000 people have died, 12 to 13 million have been forced from their homes, and some 25 million struggle with hunger and disease. El Fasher was the last city in Darfur held by the government. Its fall now gives the RSF near total control over the region, and with that control comes the ability to escalate violence with terrifying speed. But in Darfur, that violence takes a distinct racialized form.
The RSF are killing all the black people in North Darfur.
Hemeti himself, he's not. The reason why they were killing the people in Darfur many years ago is because of Arab supremacy, this quote-unquote Arab. Hemeti himself, he's not actually from Sudan. He is from Chad, which is a neighboring country, but they have some sort of Arab supremacy, which is just a load of crap, to be honest. It's disgusting. And there's no such thing. Like, this is equivalent to white supremacy, to be honest. It's equivalent to what Israel is doing, right? What the far right want to kind of achieve, that our way of life is the perfect way. No one else can do anything else, right? We are the only ones who know how to operate and how to function, which is not true at all. If that were the case, everyone would be doing it, but no one's doing it because it is a racist and deplorable mindset just make it so like this is the only way. This is the only group of people who can do anything, who can function.
Isn't acting alone. They are backed by the United Arab Emirates, which has invested heavily in Sudanese ports, infrastructure, gold.
And the reason why is because they do want the gold. Sudan has some of the largest amounts of gold in the world. The UAE has none, but I'm pretty sure they have facilities to consume that gold, right? To break it down. And obviously they don't have any gold, so they're just gonna take it from a neighboring country, and the RSF is willing to give that gold to them for the lives of tens of thousands of people.
And farmland, with food security being a strong interest for the UAE. Analysts say Abu Dhabi's support is about protecting its economic interests, and in doing so, providing cover for one of the deadliest genocides in decades.
The US should be calling that out. They should be calling the UAE out.
If the US would call that out, they should also call out Israel, but they won't do that, right? I don't know what they're doing behind the scenes, but if it's something similar to AIPAC, I wouldn't be too surprised, to be honest.
Deadliest genocides in decades.
The US should be calling that out. They should be calling the UAE out. They should be doing it publicly, because that would put real pressure on the UAE, which would in turn incline it to put more pressure on the RSF. But as long as the UAE is not feeling much heat over what they're doing, they can continue to play this double game.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys can see this. Wacky, what? Wacky, what are you doing? Oh my gosh, man. This guy, he's messing up all my screens on my computer. No. Yeah, I know. Let's we gotta finish this video. No. We'll put you down here, alright? We're gonna put you down there for now, alright? Stay there.
So in Darfur, indigenous populations are being systematically targeted with impunity, entire neighborhoods emptied, abductions, sexual violence, and torture have been reported. This is genocide in real time, according to recent reports. And it's not just a tragedy, it's a warning. A paramilitary force backed by a powerful state is targeting people because of who they are.
I would say anyone who has the power, call out the UAE.
As horrifying videos continue to emerge, activists are warning that silence from the international community is enabling ongoing atrocities.
Yeah, so that's the end of the video. What's just happening is just deplorable. And, the international communities will call it out. If that were the case, man, we would stop Israel. But the reality is that that's not happening. We can do these countries, they say they want to make change, they say they want to improve things, especially America, but that's obviously not happening. But that's all I have to say for this one, guys. If you guys did like, hit that like button. Why not? You know what I'm saying? Hit the subscribe button. Other than that, that's all from me. This has been a Wild Talks. I'll see you guys in the next video. All right? Thank you.